Hey everybody, Taz from Critical Thinking Anarchist here, and I wanted to take a look at this one. I've kind of wanted to say something about this one for the last few days. Um, so we have this Bally's Atlantic City won't pay disputed 1.2 million Wheel of Fortune jackpot. Now, in a couple different ones, apparently she has a multiplier here, which turned this into a $2.55 million jackpot. So we'll kind of go over this here. I'm not entirely sure on if that actually happens because this is if I'm not mistaken, this is a linked progressive. In the ones that I've been a part of. So I used to, for a little background here, I used to work at a casino. It was a tribal casino. We had a lot of progressives, linked progressives, things like that. As far as I've always known, that is the amount you're able to get. I don't know if you're able to get double that. And that might be part of what's going on here. So anyway, Roni Beal, 72, claims she won a $1.2 million jackpot while playing the Bally's Wheel of Fortune slot, but when she called the slot supervisors to alert them to her win, she was informed the terminal had malfunctioned, and as the small print on most slot machines, malfunction voids all pays and plays. So we'll just, I want to take a look at this. This is on almost every single slot machine. It should always be on the slot machines. Malfunction voids all pays and plays. So what that means is if the machine malfunctions, that's it. You get your money back that you spun and nothing else. And again, this has been on a lot of, again, almost every single machine for decades in most cases. It sucks, but there's nothing you can do. I've had to be the bearer of bad news a couple of times. There's nothing we can do. So anyway, as we go back here, now Beal is preparing to sue Bally's for the jackpot she believes she is rightfully hers. So again, since I worked at a tribal casino, when people threaten lawsuits, there's almost nothing that can be done legally. You're on tribal territory. You're on sovereign territory. That's what I was looking for. You're on sovereign territory. Now that doesn't mean that they can do anything they want. There are federal and state gaming laws that they agree to follow in their compacts. But for the most part, it means very little is going to go on. She could sue the gaming manufacturer to a point, but anyway, we'll go on about this a little bit more. She goes, went off, says, you're a winner, and gold coins popped out. She told ABC 6 ABC Philadelphia, this is very nice. This very nice guy says, oh my God, you hit it, you hit. He said, lady, you're a millionaire. I'm like, oh my God. Real tilt. Casino staff informed her that the machine had experienced a problem and was flashing a sign for real tilt, which voided the win. When the man came over to talk to me, he said, lady, get it in your head. You won nothing, Beal claims. She was later offered $350 as a goodwill gesture. Now, since we can't see the rest of this, I don't know, but you can see here, if you can kind of see it, it does say real tilt there. If I'm not mistaken, I think this is one of the ones that actually has physical wheels, but the physical wheels are 100% meaningless. Everything is run by a program. So that's the thing about modern slot machines. They haven't been, even the ones with quote unquote physical wheels, they haven't been physical for a very, very, very long time. For most of them, again, probably 40, 50 years minimum. As soon as computers could do it, they did that because if you don't have computers running it, you can have people cheat. Slots are not a game of skill, they're a game of chance. Every time you play a slot, it has a 1 in certain amount of chance of going for that thing. So it's kind of a random number generator is basically what it is. And once it hits a certain random number, then bam. So while wild spin may get you that, wild 2 times spin, which would supposedly give you double this, means no, that's not what you get. It's a malfunction because it should say wild spin. So anyway, $350. I'm assuming she was. I mean, that might have been her bet. Since this is a New Jersey, a New Jersey casino, Atlantic City casino, they have higher abilities to bet. None of the machines I ever worked with could go anywhere near that. And a lot of casinos will, in cases, yes, legally, all they have to do is give you back the money that you spent on that spin. A lot of them will try to compensate you something. Beal's attorney, Mike DeCroce, believes casino staff fooled with the machine before anyone could take a look at it. He is planning to file a lawsuit for the full jackpot, plus $1 million for emotional distress. Well, of course, because he's a lawyer. Again, this is a private casino. It's a corporation, so they are open to different things than the casino I worked at. But you have proof. You have photographic proof saying real tilt, which means that they definitely did something. Bally's has no comment on this incident, as we're only the casino who houses the machine. A Bally's spokesperson told the New York Post casino tech supplier IGT handles the payouts and would be best to get a comment from the IGT at this time. IGT said it's cooperating with the investigation of this matter. So that is another thing on this. Large linked progressives are not paid by the casino. The casino, again, depending on the contract, the casino can pay so what will happen in the case like this, and what should have happened is, they lock the machine, even though it says real tilt. They lock the machine. They call IGT, and because I had this happen once, I actually had a very large payout on a linked progressive. It was really cool. It is it's like a full 2-day process, I think. So you lock the machine, you take your pictures, do everything, and you don't pay it off. You give the patron a little something because something for their trouble, because they can't take the money home right away. IGT, you call IGT, you call the casino exec, you call the slot supervisor, et cetera, et cetera. I mean, you got to call a lot of people on this. Everybody comes down, does what they can. IGT has to come in and verify it. So even if you know anything about casinos, you have casino slot techs who come in and they take care of the regular machines. In a linked progressive win, they basically can't do anything. They really can't do anything about it. In our cases, we would shut it off for that, to make sure that nobody touched it, nobody did anything. So IGT comes in, it takes anywhere from a couple hours to a day. Because this is Atlantic City, they might have a representative relatively close who can come in. Ours was, I'm in the middle of the Midwest. We got nobody anywhere near us. So they get their casino tech come in, and then you got like 10 people that take a look at this thing. They kind of verify everything. Make sure nobody cheated, make sure everybody, and during this entire time, surveillance, you have a dedicated camera from surveillance, making sure nobody touches this machine. So you do all this stuff. The IGT rep comes in, takes a look at it, and verifies that nothing was malfunctioning, that everything was done properly. And then they will direct the casino to make the payment on their behalf, and then IGT would reimburse them this amount. Again, that's how it worked for my particular purpose. And mine might have been a really big one. I don't remember exactly how much it was. So it might have been we paid a percentage, and then IGT issued the rest of it. Again, it's been several years since I had to deal with this. And there was another, a little bit more on a different version of this. story stating that the person went in, cleared the error, and asked the lady to play it off, which I have never, I would never do that on something like this. Again, you want a lot of eyes on this. You want a lot of people taking a look at this and saying, "Hey, this is what's going on. This is this. This is this." Because you want to dot your I's and cross your T's. You do not want a lawsuit coming back on you. So if someone actually, if one of their video attendants came by and just cleared the tilt and said play it off, that is really, really bad. That actually opens them up to that lawsuit. So we'll see. But again, the big thing on this is that real tilt, and they have the photographic evidence of that real tilt on there. That tells you that there was a malfunction on the machine, and IGT will likely confirm that. She'll probably get a settlement of some sort. Now, and I absolutely remember this one. In 2016, Katrina Bookman, a single mother of 4 from Queens, New York, was playing an IGT slot at Resorts World New York City that offered a maximum payout of $6,500. So when she hit $42,949,672.76 jackpot, casino staff suspected a glitch. Instead of $42 million, Bookman ultimately received the $2.25 win that the machine should have displayed and a free steak dinner. And I'll say on that one, I remember that one vividly because we had a machine that was very similar to that one. It was the same machine. I think the payouts were a little bit different. But yeah, she was like, oh, and she tried to sue whatever else, and didn't work because the machine's maximum payout is only $6,500. And if you actually looked at the screenshot, and I should have brought it up here, the screenshot said $6,500, and then it was really weird. It was like you could tell there was a massive glitch in there. Again, for me, if I were the slot supervisor on that or the casino exec on that one, I probably would have given her $100-$200 or whatever, along with a steak dinner or something like that. I would have given her some money, for the trouble of going through that, because it sucks. There's not much you can do about that. But every casino is a bit different, and then there's this last one here. It seems to be IGT machines going on. I will say this: I worked in the casino for almost 10 years. I was a blackjack dealer. I was a video attendant. I was a slot supervisor. So I worked. I know the ins and outs. I worked with the techs a lot, so I kind of know a lot about how they all work on the inside, and that goes. And I believe me, I want to do a series of videos on those, but I don't remember what I was going. Actually, I don't remember. I guess that's to kind of say, like, I do have a bit of background on this one. So that's not to say the house always wins in these situations. In 2002, men Garrett Griggs and Stephen Levadis sued IGT and Harris. I don't remember the whole IGT thing. Their IGT is not the only supplier. Konami is a big supplier as well. The same people that made Contra. It had the Konami code. Oddly enough, I have yet to figure out a way how to use the Konami code on a slot machine, and I'd love to. Everybody has glitches. Everybody has these. IGT, I think, because they're one of the bigger linked progressive ones. They're one of the bigger progressive companies. I think that's why they have the lawsuits going on in these things. So they sued, disputed $1.35 million jackpot, also on a Wheel of Fortune machine. The case dragged on for 6 years, but a Louisiana jury and the state appeals court ultimately sided with the two players after IGT failed to prove beyond all doubt that a malfunction had occurred. So this is, again, where as casino staff, you want eyes. You want lots of people looking at this. You want people taking pictures. You want people seeing it physically. You want surveillance on that thing. You don't want to, as we called it, key it off. You don't want to just reset the error. You want big people coming in, taking a look at this, and you want it to go as far up as you can to CYA, cover your ass. So that if it does come down on somebody, that somebody is not you. And that you have done everything in your power to ensure that you followed as many policies, procedures, and everything else as you could to get it right. So, which is why you don't hear of a lot of this often. I had lots of people, I'm gonna sue, you're cheating, whatever else. And it's like I've made sure I followed everything. Yeah, I don't expect she's not going to get the jackpot. We know that she's not going to get the jackpot. She's not going to get 1.255 million or 2.5 million or anything like that. She's not going to get that by any means, because it is very clear there was a malfunction on the machine. It is provided proof right there. Now, the rest of it, whether the casino or the employee did something inappropriate, very possible. That is very possible. So that's where I expect the casino probably will settle with her for something. It's not going to be $1 million. She's not going to get $1 million in emotional distress. Might be a couple grand, might be, a few 10 grand, whatever. I do like, okay, they don't have it on this one. She did say, why would I trust a casino? Why would I ever go back? Like, don't trust a casino. Don't go back. And believe me, I loved when people said that, I'm never coming back here again. See you next week. I'll see you next week. Your addiction is way more powerful than your words. I think the longest I ever saw anybody, based on anger, based on, things happening and being upset, was probably about 1 to maybe 2 months. Now, there are a lot of people who just got sick and tired of losing, and I would just not see them anymore. Good for them. I hope they got things right in your life. More than likely, they went to another casino. But no, casinos, especially Bally's, especially in Atlantic City, they've got dozens. There's dozens of casinos over there. You don't go to that particular one. You go to a different one that they also own. Big deal. Anyway, that's it for this one. I do have another video coming out later. I finally got my X-Men. I'll explain that one later during the video. But in the meantime, let me know what you guys think in the comments below. And I will see you next time. Please like, share, subscribe, all the other fun stuff. Take care.